winners never quit and quitters never win, which means that if you keep trying, you will achieve success one day. Hello everyone, class 10th. It's very nice having word with you again after such a long time, and after the examination we are back with the sessions. You have done pretty good in the examination, but I still hope and I still want you people to work very hard for your board examinations. Alright, so class 10th, today's economics session will be about chapter number 16 of your books, Public Finance. Alright, now public finance is a new term for you, it is a new concept for you, so therefore do not panic, do not create any havoc, because I will make sure that this topic is crystal clear to you, because it is quite important, right? It is quite easy and interesting, but because it is new to you, so there might be few problems, but don't worry, we'll start. Public finance. Now firstly, children, I want to tell you what public finance is all about. Now public finance is all about state expenditures and state revenue. Correct? State over here means government, right? State over here means government. Now government means the authority which keeps a balance in the economy, a balance in the favorable and unfavorable situations, a balance in the expenditure and revenue, so that the economy or the country can go and can work in a balanced manner in monetary terms. Monetary terms means money. Correct? So, public finance is all about monetary transactions between countries, while state expenditure and state revenue, keeping them in balance. Alright. Now what happens? There are imports and there are exports. There are imports and there are exports which happen in a country on which the development and growth of an of the economy depends upon. Right. Now imports and exports should be in a balanced situation. If we are importing too much and if we are not exporting that much, what will happen? We will have an unfavorable condition, unfavorable monetary condition in the economy, and vice versa. So therefore, in order to balance this, the expenditure and the revenue should be equal. They should be equal. They should not be less, they should not be more, but they should be equal. The exports can be more, imports can be less, but imports should not be more and exports should not be less. So this public finance is all about expenditures and the revenues, which is done by the government, that is the authority, law authority of our country or of any country. Correct? So this is on page number 205 of your books. Now reading the first definition by Bastable, he says that public finance deals with expenditure and income of public authorities of the state and their mutual relation, as also with the financial administration and control. Now what happens? From where the government is actually earning? The government is actually earning from public, from we people. We are paying taxes. We are paying direct taxes. We are paying indirect taxes. All those taxes are calculated, they are submitted, they are deposited in the government treasury, in the government's pocket, and from there the state expenditure and the state revenue are being generated or are being transacted. Correct? This is important. Why? Because an economy also has few expenditures. How? Infrastructure. We have infrastructure expenditures, we have the expenditures which are done on the constructions, we have expenditures which are done on the buildings, roads, canals, dams, bridges. So all this needs money, they need finance. And from where this finance is going to come? these finance are going to come from we people. How? By paying the taxes, by paying the services, right? So this is the concept of public finance, and I hope that this might be clear to you. In a very simple layman language, I have explained to you. Correct. Now let's come to page number 207, nature of public finance. Now the nature of public finance has undergone changes from time to time. The classical economists were of the view that the theory of finance is pure theory dealing with the problems of public income, expenditure, debt, etc. Correct. And there is no other sense would mean that their state should, through fiscal policy, transfer incomes from the rich to the poor. So basically public finance nature is that it keeps on changing, right? It keeps on changing. It is flexible. It is not constant. It is not like a law that if once made is made, right? So the nature of public finance is flexible. Why it is flexible? Because of the economic conditions. The economic conditions are also flexible. The economic conditions are not static. They change and they keep on changing with the situation. Like demonetization happened, the economic conditions changes. This time the COVID-19 pandemic time is happening. This is the situation where the economic conditions are very, very, very poor, unfavorable. Right. So therefore the public finances, it keeps on changing. Right. So then we have next is a difference between public finance and private finance. Now public finances, a government first prepares an estimate of expenditure and then means to raise that sum. But in private, the individual must adjust his expenditure to his income. In public finance, government is involved, whereas in private finance, government is not involved. The unit for the public budget is 1 year. Now there is a budget for a year. Correct. There is a budget for a year which comes under public finance. But in private, an individual needs to balance his budget during a given period. He balances budget according to himself. Now deficit financing is a peculiar privilege of government. Leave this point. We are not going to do this point. We are going to do the fifth point, that is publicity of finance. Now budgets are budgets are published and the widest publicity is given to them. The budgets, the government budgets, the public finance budgets are being public to the people. They are crystal clear. Whereas the finance which is private might not be public to the people. Next and the last is bankrupt. Now a government cannot become bankrupt because it can borrow from international agencies and also print notes. Whereas an individual or a firm can become bankrupt. Bankrupt means you don't have money in your pocket at all. Correct. You do not have a single penny to pay off your liabilities or to purchase any of your assets. So what happens is that, but in public finance what happens that a government can never go bankrupt. Why? Because it has their reserved funds, reserved ratios are there which are kept with the international agencies, and with the international agencies these government can purchase, sell or borrow money, and also they have the right to issue note currencies. But whereas private finance is concerned, private means private people, individual, single person, and a single person does not have any power to issue note. It does not have any power to borrow money or take loan from the international agencies, and therefore they can go bankrupt, right? So we have done the meaning of public finance, we have done the nature of public finance, and also we have done this distinguish between private and public finance, right? Go through this topic, make out your notes. All right, any problem you have, I am there. You can approach me through mails, right? And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.